Hello everyone, this is Sen from Sen Invest. Now that the month of May is over, it's time to make a comparison between my profits for the Yield Nodes Decenemy project and my Masternode shares on iHostMN. I'd also like to go over some exciting news that we just received from Yield Nodes. Let's start with the Yield Nodes project. Here on my dashboard, we can see that I have profits of 6.5% for the month of May. Now, as we all know, May was a pretty rough month for the crypto space, but YieldNode still managed to turn a pretty decent profit. That's impressive. You can also see here that my total ROI of just over 8,000 euros is higher than my masternoded balance. So that means that I've actually generated more profits from yield nodes than I currently have deposited with them. In essence, I am risk-free. That's a very good feeling going forward, knowing that all my profits coming in are totally risk-free. Now, let's get into the news. Here, we can go to the Mails archive. I'm going to click on the top item here, which is 6.5 profits for May plus news. So this first part here just deals with a crash of Terra, UST, and Luna, which I'm sure you're aware of. Fortunately, the Decenemy project was not impacted, so that's very good news. The next item is the audit. And this looks like it will be an on-site or physical audit as opposed to the virtual or remote audit that was done last year. So I'm definitely looking forward to seeing the results of that audit. So this next item here is what I'd like to focus on. So here, under the country, Decenemy is announcing a partnership with the small democracy of Sao Tome and Principe. Now, while the announcement doesn't come out and say that Decenemy coins will become legal tender in the country, I think this is an important step. So here we can see a letter from Wando Castro to the Decenemy representatives, and looks like this deal was made back in April, and it's just now being publicly announced. So let's learn a little bit more about the country of Sao Tome and Principe. So here we can see Sao Tome and Principe is an African island nation. It's close to the equator, so it's off the west coast of Africa. So we can take a look at the map. It looks like a beautiful place with wonderful beaches. Let's zoom out just to give you an idea of where it's located. So it looks like just off of the coast of Gabon and Equatorial Guinea. So if we zoom out further, we can see it's off the west coast of Africa. So speaking of the economy here, I've pulled up the GDP of Sao Tome and Principe, and it looks like they're just under 500 million US dollars for the year of 2020. So while it hasn't yet been announced that Decenemy coins will become legal tender in the country, I think we could make a comparison to other countries that have adopted Bitcoin as their legal tender. So the first country that comes to mind is El Salvador. We can see that the GDP of El Salvador is just under 25 billion USD in 2020. Another country that has recently adopted Bitcoin as legal tender is the Central African Republic. So let's pull that up. So here we can see that the GDP of the Central African Republic is about 1/10 that of El Salvador, and it's about 4 to 5 times that of Sao Tome and Principe. Again, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this progresses, and I'm very excited to see that the Decenemy coins are going to have more of a real-world use case. Now let's go back to the newsletter. So the next portion is the knowledge base. Now the knowledge base was recently introduced about a month or so ago. If we click here, we can see what's available. So here there's a section for yield nodes, and there's also a section for Decenemy. Here we can see my contribution to the knowledge base, which is a tutorial on setting up a shared master node on iHostMN, buying coins on Buyrake, and also a profit tracking script. So speaking of my profit tracking script, this is how I'm able to make a comparison between yield nodes and Decenemy profits for the month of May. So let's have a look. Here we see a copy of the script output, which I ran on the 1st of June, which was close to the time when I received the email from yield nodes. So we can see my coin listing here, all my different coins. Looks like I have about 20 different coins going on here. And what I really like to focus on is the statistics here below, in particular the average daily ROI. So the average daily ROI shows a percentage of 0.2425%. For comparison, we had 6.5% for yield nodes. So if we do the math here, 6.5 divided by 31 for 31 days in the month of May, so we get about 20 or 21%. Okay, so the output here of my script shows that I did make slightly higher profit by doing my own shared masternoding. So there are several factors that one should consider when planning to do a shared masternode. So one is that it's going to require going to the exchange, looking at charts to gauge the best time to buy and sell coins. I usually do that about once a day. As for the tracking script, I run it several times a day, seeing if there are some opportunities to sell off some of my rewards. Here, the rewards minus withdrawal columns is basically showing me the rewards that have been given minus any coins that I've withdrawn to buy rake to sell. When this number gets to be over 100, I typically would make a withdrawal if my average purchase price here, which we see in this column, is less than that of the current bid price on buy rake. So that means that I will be selling my rewards at a profit. If I see that the bid price is less than my average purchase price, I'm going to be more likely to leave the coins in the masternode share and continue to accumulate profits. This is just my strategy. I'm not saying that you should use the same strategy, but rather you should come up with your own strategy for taking profits. Now you'll notice here that the profits column shows some negative numbers. So this indicates that some of these coins are currently underwater. That is, that I've spent more money on my initial investment than I've been able to realize from that investment. And then the risk column here, only one column is negative, and here the negative is actually a good side. It means that I don't have any more risk in the current coin. And we'll see here that this coin is not actually a Decenemy coin. It's Bante. It's a coin which recently took a very huge pump and then a dump. Fortunately, I was able to sell off some of my holdings near the high, and thus I've totally de-risked from that coin. Personally, I feel more confident in the long-term viability of Decenemy coins compared to non-Decenemy coins. But you should do your own research. If you're interested in my profit tracking script, or perhaps setting up your own shared masternode, please see my tutorial video. I've also provided a link in the description where you can get access to my profit tracking script. Or perhaps you've decided that yield nodes is more appropriate for you. If so, I've included a link in the description where you can sign up for a low starting amount of 100 euros. Just remember, always do your research before investing in any projects. Happy masternoding. Have a great day, everyone. Bye-bye.